Hey, Robo Tamina. Sorry, I haven't been sleeping very well, but what's so urgent that you needed to show me?
You must see our security footage from the other night. Check your phone.
Oh, okay. Didn't realize you had a security camera placed in my bedroom, but I'll give it a watch. Dakokai, you take my hand and mattress money and be my wife. You be Dakota Mayor Aaron. Yeah, would marry me. Okay, I don't think we need to watch this.
Fast forward to 11:25 p.m.
Oh, okay. Well, wait. Is that that creepy clown with co-mayor Alexa watching me sleep? Oh, is she holding a blade?
There's more to the video. Keep watching.
Co-mayor Alexa's gonna stab me. Oh, she stabbed that creepy clown. Oh, I knew she loved me. Oh, oh. Oh no, no. Secretary Stas, she came to save her. Oh, wait, what happened to the security feed? It cut out.
The feed crashed, unfortunately. But how do you see a clown? All we see is co-mayor Alexa and Secretary Stase seemingly arguing and fighting with the air. Wait, do you think the clown was involved in this security feed?
Yes, I do think he's involved. He's all over this video. I keep forgetting that y'all can't see him. But maybe it's for the best. I think your souls are safe because he can't get to y'all.
I wish we could be more help. If we could see him, we could eliminate him. I'm sorry, Mayor Aaron. We have let you down.
Don't be sorry. It's not your fault that you weren't programmed to feel fear, and without fear, I guess this clown just doesn't appear to y'all. But I have some ideas. We need to find out where this clown is and make some adjustments. Souls. Yeah, I think I know where we can find this turd. Hey y'all, welcome to LumberJillville. Women's wrestling lives here, and welcome to today's part 2 unreleased women's wrestling figure videos where I show you tons of unreleased women's wrestling figures. But today's video is going to be focused on some of the random unreleased merchandise, including dolls, candy toppers, and even erasers. So once again, I want to give a shout out to Fig Heel and Unreleased Wrestling Figs over on Instagram for supplying the pictures and allowing me to do this video. Big shout out to them. Make sure to go follow Fig Heel on Instagram, on YouTube, wherever you follow anybody. So yeah, I'm excited for today's video because there's a bunch of random women's wrestling merchandise that never saw the light of day. Now, I want to say, if I don't include something, or if I didn't include it in part 1, Put it in the comments. Send me a DM on Instagram and let me know. I know some people mentioned a Caitlyn figure, but I can't find images of an unreleased Caitlyn figure. So if there's something I've left out or haven't mentioned, let me know. Send me images. I'll give you a shout out and put it in part 3. So without further ado, let's get started. And we will start off with some unreleased women's wrestling figures and then move on to the more obscure. This Dr. Britt Baker DMD Unmatched Series 10 LJN figure would have been awesome. Now I know Jazzwares made some LJN style figures in the past and they just didn't really sell too well. A lot of them are still on the shelves out there, honestly. And they had a lot of, I guess, critiques. But this Britt Baker looked amazing. I would have loved to add this to my collection, and I'm by no means nostalgic to the LJN line, right? I do want to hunt down that Miss Elizabeth, but that's a whole nother story. But yeah, this Britt Baker looked awesome. It looked so cool, and I was so disappointed when they announced the Unmatched Series 10 line, and she wasn't in it. Because this figure, it just really would have been a unique piece to my collection. So the good thing about this next one I'm showing you is this Page Elite was released in 2020 as part of Elite Series 71. It was a collector's edition, so I think it was a Target exclusive. But initially, this figure was supposed to be released in that Walgreens exclusive women's division line. So there were actually images of this figure in that women's division packaging. I just wanted to show you. Now, I will say I'm so glad we did get this figure because this Page figure, in my opinion, is in the top 10 for the best women's wrestling figures ever made. I mean, this figure is spectacular. So at least we got the figure, but just wanted to show you this image of it in a women's division box. Here we have a WWF Jax Titantron Live, a Jackie Gata. Now, she was the co-winner of Tough Enough Season 2, along with Linda Miles, aka Shaniqua. I previously showed off her figure in the last video I did, and here we have Jackie. This is unfortunate. This would have been cool to add to the collection, but I understand she didn't exactly have the most prominent role on TV. But either way, here's an image of Jackie's one and only figure that we never got. Yes, we did get this Anna Jay figure, but if you look closely at this image that was shown, you could see that there's an armband on her left arm that says R.I.P. Brody. Now, this was a detail that was left out on the final release of the figure, but I thought it was kind of interesting that when they did show off this figure, at least at this point in the 3D rendering, it did include that R.I.P. Brody armband. So that's something kind of cool that I wish we would have got, but either way, the figure turned out pretty well. Here we have a WWE Jax Build and Brawl Beth Phoenix. I guess you could call it a bust. This looks like a statue-esque thing that would be included in a Hall of Fame somewhere or something. But yeah, the Build and Brawl series was a series I was kind of unfamiliar with, but either way, this is a Beth Phoenix that was from that line that we never got. That would have been really, really cool, and it would have really stood out from all the Jax women's figures at the time. If you go back and look at some previous Jax women's figures, I've talked about it on the channel, the proportions were wonky, they just weren't very good. So I really wish we could have seen what this figure's end product would have looked like, with the arms, with the legs, with everything all together. I think it actually would have been a good Jax women's figure. Here we have 3 unreleased Mattel WWE Beast Mode minifigures, and yes, I know Stone Cold Steve Austin here on the left, he's not a women's wrestling figure, but you know what? He's in this image, so today he gets a free invite to LumberJillville. Welcome, Steve. In the middle we have Sasha Banks, and on the right we have Charlotte Flair. So the Beast Mode figures were these little blind boxes that came with these little tiny minifigures, and then they had like a very colorful plastic outer shell that kind of represented their character. It was a cool idea, I guess you could say, but unfortunately I think some collectors out there kind of ruin the line. And what I mean by that is, if you ever come across these, I bet you're going to find a bunch of them that are rip open, rummage through for people to find the ones that they actually wanted. So yeah, it's not exactly the most successful line, but this is kind of a cool image I wanted to show you. A Sable Candy Topper. I don't know what else to say about this one, except I would try to avert your eyes from making contact with hers, because you might turn to stone. You really might. Here we have a Jax WWE Vinyl Aggression Series 7 Beth Phoenix that we never got. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the aesthetic, the overall appeal of this line, but I think it's kind of like Funko Pops. There probably are collectors out there that collect them, and I think that's really cool. It's just not really for me. But either way, this Beth Phoenix would have been a cool addition to anyone out there that does collect this line. So now let's show some unreleased WWE StackDown minifigures and playsets. So what was WWE StackDown? They were kind of Lego-esque type playsets and minifigures that you can build and play with. I would have loved these as a kid. I would have absolutely loved these sets when I was a kid, but unfortunately these came out right in the time where I wasn't exactly collecting, but these looked so cool. And here you can see an image of a backstage brawl with the Big Show, Rey Mysterio, and Paige. And if you look at this Paige, if you zoom in close, she has a little Divas title around her waist. So I don't know if they were going to release a StackDown sized Divas title, but either way, I just thought that was really cool, and this playset looks fun. I wish I had these as a kid. Here we have a StackDown ambulance. Look at this thing. Look, it comes with Daniel Bryan, Brie Bella, and Kane, and look at the image. Kane's all like, oh, I'm gonna kill your husband, and Brie's like, oh no, don't do that, I'm in my wrestling gear, I'm gonna save him. But yeah, like I said, I would have loved these sets as a kid, but this one definitely looks like one that I wish would have came out for all those kids that did play with these. Now let's show some StackDown minifigures that we never got. So here we have Stephanie McMahon, which is interesting. Very interesting little minifigure. She almost looks like a character from the TV show Doug or something. You know, I know it was a very stylistic line, but either way, not exactly the best looking minifigure. So here we have some more unreleased StackDown minifigures. We have the Bella twins. Now, I believe we did get a Nikki Bella that was in red that came in a set, but I don't believe we ever got a Brie. Now, I am very inexperienced with this line, but just from my research, I don't think we ever got a Brie, and we definitely didn't get these two in these matching outfits together released in the StackDown line. So next up, we have a couple of unreleased women from the WWE Loyal Subjects line. Now, this line was really cool. They were these little minifigures that were very cartoony, but very stylistic in their own way. They usually came with an accessory, but I love how these looked. These looked really cool. I loved the overall appeal of them, and it's unfortunate we never got Ronda and we never got Charlotte. Now, we did get a Sasha, and I'm just realizing right now that I don't have that Sasha from my Sasha shelf, so I need to try to acquire it. But yeah, if you did see this line in stores, it was probably at Five Below. That's really the only place I've seen them, but these two would have been cool to have released. Next up, we have a couple unreleased WWE Superstars figures. Now, this was not the Superstars line that we see now at Walmart. That's just chock full of He-Man-esque men. This was a line that was directed more toward the younger female audience. Now, my daughter actually has the Superstars Sasha, the Superstars Natty, the Bailey. She has quite a few, and she really, really did love them when she was younger. But here we have Asuka, and we have a Becky prototype. Now, this Asuka was part of a fan pack. So the fan packs were where they included the figure with an accessory. Bailey came with a little headband thing. Sasha came with a little necklace. I thought it was kind of really a cool feature here. So this Asuka, I think, would have been really cool. Now, even though I don't collect these personally, I could totally see myself picking these up for my daughter back when she was younger if I did see these on the shelves. So these are really interesting and kind of a unique style. But yeah, it's unfortunate we never got these. So here we have erasers. We have unreleased erasers. I don't really know what else to say about this, except if you look in the bottom right corner of the erasers, you can see a Wendy Richter. Now, these are from Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling TV show. And yeah, they're erasers. Now, here's a couple really unique ones. Look at this thing. This is a DC Collectibles DC Lucha Explosiva Wonder Woman. So this wasn't a WWE or even an AEW product, anything like that. This was a DC product, but they kind of made their female superheroes into luchadores, and this would have been so cool. Look how cool this Wonder Woman looks. Oh, this hurts. This hurts that we never got this. This would have been such a unique, cool display piece. But let me show you the other one that they were going to release. The Cheetah. This is so cool. This would have paired awesome with that Wonder Woman. This would have been the heel. The Wonder Woman would have been a baby face. Now, I'm really bummed that these never got released. I think these would have been really, really cool. Not only for display pieces, but I would have loved to review these. They look like they had so much attention to detail and care put into these. And it's really a shame we never got this line. So this Beth Phoenix is awesome. It's awesome. Look at this thing. Now, I consider this more of a statue than a doll because look how it's posed. It doesn't look very articulated, but it's kind of designed in a way to be displayed, right? This looks like it was made for collectors more so than a younger audience that's gonna play with it, right? So yeah, this Beth Phoenix would have been awesome. It's a showstopper as far as a collection piece, honestly, and I get that it is considered a doll because the hair and everything, but like I said, this looks like it was made more so for collectors than anything. But yeah, I wish we would have got this. This looks awesome. Alright, so before I tell you who this unreleased doll is, I want you to guess. I want you to guess who this is without me telling you, okay? Did you guess? I don't know why I'm asking you this. This is not a live stream, but this is a 12-inch doll that was unreleased of Mae Young. Now, it's no wonder this was unreleased. Yeah, it does look pretty neat, but who is this going to be targeted for? I don't know many little boys or little girls that are gonna be just clamoring to get a Mae Young to play with their Barbies. I don't really understand. I mean, if it would have been stylized kind of like that Beth Phoenix I showed you as more of a statue, I could understand that, but this is like a Barbie-esque type figure, and it looks cool, but like I said, I don't know anyone that would have really wanted this that's at the age where they like to play with the Barbies. Now, I will say this, okay? At my local Walmart, there's a Mae Young Elite that has been there for about 4 years. I honestly think this unreleased figure here somehow made its way to my Walmart 4 years ago, and through the years, it just aged into that old Elite that's still there to this day. I really do think that. A little bit of a stretch, but hey. Let's go back in time. Let's go back in time to when things were good and WCW was still on TV. Now, here we have an unreleased Nitro Girl doll assortment. I don't know if these were going to be individually released or a 3-pack, but either way, it looks like these Nitro Girls would have had alternate outfits. And it's no wonder these were never released. I don't think these would have sold particularly well. Now, I think the main reason being, I think the Nitro Girls were put on TV to capture the attention of young adolescent males, teenage males, and I think they were kind of put on TV for eye candy. They were very talented at what they did, but I think the audience that they were trying to capture the attention of weren't exactly the audience that would go out and buy dolls of them. So that's just my thought. These are neat looking, but it's no wonder they never came out. Have no fear. The leader of the WCW Nitro Girls is here. We got Kimberly, 12-inch doll. Now, this might be the same figure as what I just showed you. I showed you 3 different girls in different outfits, and one of them looked to be this Kimberly, but here's a carded image of what it would have looked like. And I actually take back what I said. I think this would have really appealed to the youth. I think it's a really cool looking box. I think it looks kind of cool. I think this would have really appealed to young girls, young boys that collect and play with Barbies. So, yeah, I kind of eat my words from what I said about the previous image. I think this would have appealed to a younger audience, honestly. But, yeah, we never got this. So this Stephanie McMahon human being was actually released to the public, right? I'm here to talk about this 5-pack, this WWE Superstar Fashions 5-pack, which featured Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Stephanie McMahon, Sasha Banks, and Bayley. This was unreleased. I don't think we ever got a Stephanie McMahon in this line. Now, this line, they were Barbie-esque type figures. They actually had really good articulation for dolls. Now, I say that my daughter had plenty of them. She loved them. And a funny story, she actually ordered a Natty Superstar Fashion doll all on her own when she was like 3.5 years old off of Amazon. I don't know how she did it, but to this day, I just applaud. I wasn't even mad at her. I just applauded. That was very interesting. But yeah, this line, I wish it would have continued. I think this really did appeal to a younger audience. And yeah, the kind of an overlooked line that I wish would have gotten more love. Who is ready to cringe? I'm ready to cringe. Here we have a Mattel 12-inch John Cena and Nikki Bella. Look at it. Look. Cena's got the ring. He's proposing to her. this kind of hurts me a little bit. Now, obviously, they're not together anymore. And this would have been a very unique set to have, right? I'll go with that. I'll go with that. Let's move on. Let's move on. Now, this is cool. I'm not going to lie. This is a 12-inch Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth. Now, how? How has Mattel not made this Miss Elizabeth in Elite form? I don't understand, with that sweatshirt with the pants to simulate her reunion with the Macho Man when he held her up on his shoulders. Why have they not released that Elizabeth in Elite form? They need to, or Ultimate form for all I know. But either way, I mean, this makes me chuckle, mostly because Macho Man looks a bit like a caveman there. But either way, I see this 2-pack that's unreleased, and I just wish we got Elizabeth in that attire in Elite form. I can't stress that enough. Alright, so this is wild, y'all. This is a WWE Superstar Fashions Miss Elizabeth and Macho Man in their wedding attire. Look at all the detail that went into these. This is wild. This is absolutely wild. Now, I actually take back what I said in some of the previous images here where I said, you know, younger audience is targeted, because I could see adults getting these and displaying these, and I think that's perfectly reasonable. I think these look great. I mean, look at all the detail. Look at all the detail in Macho alone. I mean, holy moly. These would have been collection showstoppers. If you had this in your collection, I mean, look at these two together. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is really, really cool, actually. And there we have it, another video of unreleased women's wrestling figures, and today, random merchandise. Let me know in the comments what you wish came out that I showed today that didn't. And also, once again, if there's something I didn't include in this video or part 1, make sure to let me know in the comments below, or send me a DM on Instagram and let me know, because I would love to make a part 3. So with that being said, thanks for stopping by LumberJillville. Women's wrestling lives here. Make sure to subscribe to get a first look at all future women's wrestling figure reviews and women's wrestling figure videos like today's. Now, I will have the Monday Night Wars Lita figure in hand this week, so look for that review next. Thanks for watching, and have a great night, y'all.